Hey everybody, let me introduce you to Zubat, because you have definitely never encountered one before. Now, with the legendary Crown Tundra expansion recently being released, the list of potential Pokemon I could be talking about right now is bigger than a Dynamax Wailord. And as much as I would love to talk about one of the epic and powerful legendary Pokemon that were included in this expansion, I thought I'd talk about a Pokemon that has been legendary annoying since the very beginning. Okay, I just said the word legendary way too many times. I gotta tune that down.
Legendary.
Because I'm sure I'm not the only one wondering why this expansion had to bring back Zubat, the Pokemon the community has hated ever since we were all still looking underneath random trucks to find our legendary Pokemon. Oh wait, no, I said it again. Now, if you've never played Pokemon before, you might be wondering why Zubat is getting this much hate, and especially for you, I'll explain with the help of a little story. It all happened this one day when I was playing a Pokemon game and decided to enter a cave. Then a Zubat showed up, and repeat that last part indefinitely. Zubat has been a common encounter in almost every cave in every single region. Kanto, boom. Johto, boom. Hoenn, boom. Sinnoh, boom. Kalos, boom. Alola, and now, after the Crown Tundra expansion, Galar, boom. Zubat is everywhere.
Huh, but you skipped Unova, I see, because in Black and White we infected Woobat instead of a Zubat.
Hey, you're right. Partly, however. With Black and White we indeed managed to get a generation without Zubats, but then they made sequels and boom, guess who's back? No wonder I never bought Black and White 2. And even if you would count the original version as a separate entry, would you really say that Woobat is a better option? Now, I kind of like Zubats, they're iconic, and as much as I would love to complain about how broken and strong they are, they're really not. In fact, they're probably just as strong as your 4-year-old nephew raging after losing a game of Fall Guys. But Zubat is probably also just as annoying as your 4-year-old nephew raging after losing a game of Fall Guys. And that's exactly the problem. Fighting a Zubat isn't a challenge. You don't need to be the very best like no one ever was to beat one, but having to fight a Zubat is the Pokemon equivalent of trying to buy toilet paper during quarantine. And I'll explain. Two of Zubat's earliest moves are Confuse Ray, which has a 100% chance to confuse the target, and Supersonic, which also has a 100% chance to confuse the target as long as it's used on the player. Because if the player uses it, it will never hit, I speak from experience. This means that right from the start, Zubat will start screaming to confuse your Pokemon while you'll be left screaming at it to stop hitting itself. If it eventually does manage to attack back, and notice that I said if, not when, because it's not guaranteed, Zubat is just gonna heal itself back up with Leech Life, or it spams moves like Astonish and Bite, which prevent you from even moving in the first place, to ensure Zubat is never taking any hits while you're already debating whether you should heal your Pokemon or just go straight back to the Pokemon Center. The only way around this is if your Pokemon has the ability Inner Focus, which will completely prevent you from flinching entirely. Which of course is a very useful ability for a situation like this, so let's take a look at what Pokemon can have this ability. And oh hey, look who it is! Combine this with the fact that they have at least 130% encounter rate in your average cave, and the low amount of experience you will see from defeating one, doing so is almost never worth it. Going through a cave is already kind of annoying within the older games every tile being a possible encounter spot, but that's combined with the fact that your opponents are unbeatable and give little to no reward. Exploring a cave is one of the least fun parts of a Pokemon game, right after watching a cutscene in Sun and Moon. But that's not even it! Have you ever fought a Team Rocket Grunt or admin? Yes? Okay, enough said. I'm losing it. The thing that I'm getting at is, Zubat are just like children. They're everywhere, do nothing but scream at you in confusion, and are not worth your time or attention. Thanks for watching this video about Zubat, and I just want to say thank you all so much for 1,000 subscribers. It's a gigantic number that's difficult to even imagine, and I couldn't have done it without all of you. If there's anything you'd like to see from me for my 1K special, let me know down in the comments, and I'll think about it. Also, Woobat sucks ass.